wildfires, wild stocks, and the government's plan to help save your butt. Let's get into it. Let's get this showboat on the road, shall we? Yeah, boy. We did it. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That hill you see over in the distance there, you can just barely make out the fire tower on the top of that sucker. Stitching Mountain, there's some rain coming down through the valleys. Fulfilling promises. One subscriber at a time. That's Hudson Valley Prepping and Survival. Howdy, folks. Welcome back to Hudson Valley Prepping and Survival. Good morning. Welcome back to Hudson Valley Prepping and Survival. Thank you for being here. Really appreciate it. So today, we are going to get into a few different things. We're going to discuss some wildfires currently ongoing. We're also going to discuss the stock market as of this morning. And today is March the 24th, 2025, and current local time here, 10:49 a.m. on the East Coast, because that's where I be at. So let's dig into this head first. I suppose we'll start with the easy stuff first. Stock market is jumping this morning because Trump's tariffs will be narrower than previously thought. Interesting. So this morning that equates to about, let's see, the futures here has it as a 537 point. That's pretty good. That's on the Dow Jones. The S&P is projected to be up 91. Actually, the markets are open now. It looks like things are changing. So NASDAQ up 369. All good news, guys. All good news. We like seeing the markets do well, because when the markets do well, the people involved in them do well, right? So good to see that going on. The weather here this morning has kind of sucked in the Hudson Valley. It's cold, man. It's currently 36.3 degrees here in Livingston, New York, and wintry mix. So if you're traveling this morning or this early this afternoon, be careful on the roadways. Please, got to make it there safe. Excuse me. So, wildfires, man. Wildfires are extremely dangerous. That is one of those things where if they are on their way to you, you are now officially in a bug out situation. You really don't have much of a choice. When they tell you to get out from a wildfire, you best to heed the warnings. Pack up everything you can get and get the heck out of there. Now, folks down in the Carolinas that were completely destroyed by Hurricane Helene are dealing with wildfires now, and the responders are having a very hard time getting to these fires to fight them. The infrastructure there is still gone for the most part, and a lot of roadways still impassable, so they're having a really hard time. This article is from weather.com. South Carolina under a state of emergency as several fires trigger evacuations in the Carolinas and New Jersey. Evacuations were underway in 3 states over the weekend as wildfires burned miles of land. Mandatory evacuations remain in effect for parts of Polk County, North Carolina on Monday as firefighters prepare to set out for another day of battling 3 wildfires that began last week. The 2 larger of the fires were still 0% contained by Sunday afternoon, according to the Associated Press. One of the fires measured 1.9 square miles and another had burned 2.8 square miles. At least 1 home was consumed by one of the blazes. Another fire had burned about 199 acres and was 50% contained after destroying 3 homes. An evacuation order associated with this smaller fire had been lifted over the weekend. Additional fires were burning in North Carolina's Burke and Stokes counties, the North Carolina Forest Service reported. In South Carolina, the Table Rock fire prompted Governor Henry McAllister to declare a state of emergency Saturday. It's the 2nd time this month McAllister declared a state of emergency due to wildfires. By Sunday, The South Carolina Forestry Commission was referring to an incident at the Table Rock Complex fire on social media, explaining it was a combination of two fires: the Table Rock fire in Pickens County and the Permission Ridge fire in Greenville County. The fires grew significantly on Sunday due to heavy winds and the inaccessibility of steep mountainous terrain, which made it difficult for firefighters. Downed trees from Hurricane Helene were also fueling the blaze, the AP reported. The Table Rock fire has burned more than 2 square miles, but according to South Carolina Forestry Commission, several hundred acres of the blaze were part of a burnout conducted by firefighters in an effort to remove fuel between the evacuated areas and the active wildfires. The effort to remove the fuel ahead of the blaze was considered successful, but the fire remained at 0% contained on Sunday evening. I'm going to share this article right down in the comment section below. I'll also give you guys a link to marketwatch.com. That's where I check the stock markets on a regular basis just to see what's going on there. And the last thing that I really want to get into this morning is a subscriber yesterday on my video that I posted about the wars and how other countries are preparing for war, and they're really not doing much for us here in the US of A. Well, if you head over to ready.gov, apparently they do have some plans. And I'll share a link to this right down in the comments section. You can order free preparedness materials from ready.gov, hazardous information sheets, Are You Ready guides. There is so much valuable information on this website. It's not even funny. The list, oh my God, for kids, for pets, everything from, let's see, we'll start here with disasters and emergency. It goes on to all hazards, emergency alerts, attacks in public places, avalanche, biohazard exposal, cybersecurity, drought, earthquakes, explosions, extreme heat, floods, chemical and hazardous material incidents, home fires, home safety, household chemicals, hurricanes, landslides and debris flows, radiation emergencies, pandemics, power outages, severe weather, space weather, thunderstorms and lightning, tornadoes, tsunamis, volcanoes, wildfires, winter health, recovering from disaster, and how to make a plan. That was a mouthful. Holy cow. So many great PDFs on this website, so many different ways to make sure that you are ready just in case the unthinkable happens. So definitely check out ready.gov. There is so much information available here. They also host in-person seminars, preparedness seminars. We actually have one coming up real soon here at the Columbia Green Community College. If you're just getting into preparedness and you're in our general area here in Columbia County, get out and check it out, man. They're going to give you a free starter bug out kit and valuable information, super valuable information. I learned a lot when I went to it, and I've been prepping for years, guys. It was fantastic to get there and talk with the emergency response coordinator for my county and listen to what they have to say. They give out a lot of great information there. There's so many awesome resources. Definitely something to check out. And I didn't know that they had all of these plans. I mean, I don't see one here that says World War III specifically, but there is a whole lot of information here. And if you know what you're doing, you can figure it out for yourself. Thank you for joining me this morning on this little Hudson Valley Prepping and Survival news break. I appreciate you being here. Do me a favor and smash that like button. If you're new here, consider hitting the subscribe button. I'm not sure where we hide that thing anymore, but it should be around here somewhere. Thank you so much for joining us. This has been Hudson Valley Prepping and Survival, and I will catch you on the next video.